get started with the practice. All right, so good evening, everybody, and welcome to another session of Zoom Yoga Live with yours truly, Kathy Reed. Tonight we're doing a Yin Yoga practice where we'll be working to really dive deep into loosening and softening some of the connective tissue in our hips or shoulders, just like the joints in general. So this is something that you can do anywhere on the ground. You can be doing it on a bed. Prop-wise, I'd recommend maybe having a pillow or two available, like a blanket, maybe even a block. And so if you haven't grabbed those, grab one now. And then meet me back on the mat, and we'll be starting our practice laying on our belly in crocodile pose. So in our crocodile pose, we're belly down. We have our hands underneath our forehead, and then just start to focus on your breathing. Feeling the belly rise with each inhale and fall with each exhale. Creating the separation from what you were doing before today's practice to really being able to separate and dedicate this next hour to you, your body, your healing, and what you're trying to get out of practice. What brought you to the mat today? Follow the breath in through your nose, feeling the belly, feeling yourself rise up, and then out as you sink a little bit deeper into the bed, into the earth, into the ground. Breathing in and out. And throughout today's practice, we'll be holding the poses for about 2 to 5 minutes each, really practicing this sense of stillness as we transcend time. A couple more breaths here. And then bending your left knee, slowly start to glide up towards your elbow. So sliding it up to whatever angle feels good for you. Just opening up the hip slightly. And then still maintaining breath, this connection to the earth, the sensations in your body. And striving for the sense of sensation. So we're looking for our edge, so that point where you start to feel, but not that point that you get to right before you're about to break. Because we do linger here for a while. You want to be in a spot that you can hang out for 5 minutes. So wiggle around, find that spot that feels good for you, that point, and then settle. If you haven't set an intention already for today's class, maybe use this opportunity to think of one. Like I said, what are you trying to get out of class? Be a little bit more flexible, be more relaxed. sleep better, just to be healthier. Slowly allow the left leg slide back and return to the right. And switching sides, allow that right knee to slide up, out to the side, and up towards your elbow. The higher up to the elbow you turn it, the greater sensation you'll probably feel. Be mindful of your edge. Find your area of sensation and then settle into stillness. Trying to calm the monkey brain. Follow the breath. If you find your mind starting to wander, you can always tell yourself, when you inhale, I inhale. When you exhale, I exhale. I inhale, I exhale. I inhale, I exhale. Allow the right leg to come back to meet the left. And then opening up into our upper chest and shoulders. So take the left arm out and then make a cactus arm. So kind of like this field goal type arm. And then move it up just a couple inches. Using your right hand to allow yourself to start to turn onto that left hip. This can be a pretty intense one. It shouldn't take much movement to start to feel the sensation. You can always have a pillow maybe in front of you to help support yourself and kind of give you that that cushion in between you and the ground. The legs can be straight or knees bent, legs curled in, or the option to raise the back leg up to create a little bit more leverage. But listen to your body and what it needs. The head can be also resting on a pillow or the ground. To wait for me, give this body to the other one, see. Give, take away what you Slowly roll back onto your belly. And then switching sides. So right arm takes that field goal arm, the cactus arm, out to the side. So elbow in line with the shoulder. And then walking the fingertips out a couple inches. Rolling onto that right hip or towards that right hip. And then opening up the shoulder, right front pectoral. And again, legs, however feels comfortable for you. Maybe a pillow. If the mind starts to wander, another option for you is to count your breaths. So you inhale, you exhale, and you say 1 to yourself. You inhale and exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. And continue on and on. And when you lose count, start back at 1. Or when a thought enters and distracts you, restart the count back at 1. These are just little suggestions or opportunities to help remind ourselves that what's present, what's going on right now. Focusing on the sensations in our body. And coming out of the pose back to our belly. We'll enter into Sphinx pose. So the elbows come underneath the shoulders. The fingertips point forward, parallel to one another. Toes are touching onto the ground, so tops of the toes onto the ground. And then chest raises up, belly draws up, away from the ground. Collarbones shine forward, and the gaze slightly down. So this humble Sphinx. You have the option to take it into seal pose by walking the hands out, extending them straight. This is a little bit more intense version. So again, listen to your body. What is it that it needs right now? Is it seal pose? Or maybe this Sphinx feels so good. Feeling the hips pressed into the ground. Belly raises up. Strong arms. See if you can have a stable base with the arms enough that your rest of your body really can kind of relax. Feel compression in the lower back. You can move a pillow underneath to help give some more support in front and to lift the hips up. Allow yourself to come back down. We'll move the palms underneath our shoulders. Press your way up through tabletop. Take the knees wide. Big toes come back to touch. Hips drop back for child's pose. Walk the arms out just to the extent that feels right for you. We're not trying to do the really active child's pose. We walk our fingers out. Elbows are lifted. Really allow yourself to sink, to surrender. Maybe having that pillow out in front and sinking into it. We're doing this to nourish our body, to heal our body. Beginning to thread the needle now. Let's lift our head up. Take the right arm, pass it in front of our chest underneath the left arm. And this is one where it might feel good to have the pillow in front of you, or allow the head to come down to one side. And then even noticing the sensation, how it changes from having your face facing your arm or twisting it the opposite direction will really intensify the sensation. So listen to your body, what it needs, understanding that what your edge is, not where you're going to break. If you ever feel pain, back off. Listen to your body. It's going to tell you what that threshold is, what the differentiation is between pain and tension.
How wonderful, strange, faces of you, fighting with more game, desire to God.
Slowly come up, unthread the arm, gradually stretch it forward, and moving to the opposite side. Left arm reaches across the chest towards the right side, then allowing again the head to maybe the forehead comes down to make contact with the mat or a pillow or a block or a blanket. Maybe turning to one cheek.
We are the few.
You can visualize breath being sent to the areas of resistance, sent to that left shoulder, that left chest, and flooding it with nourishment and healing.
You will be the first, last one standing here. Before willing heart inside change of the heart. Maybe it's in the hair. Chaos means to feel the light. Illusions of the soul casting out.
Coming back up. Allow the hands to walk back towards your body. Sitting up. Sitting on your heels. Clasp the hands behind you. And then drive the knuckles towards the ground, opening the heart. If this is too uncomfortable, you can also those underneath or a blanket on top of your calves. And driving the knuckles towards the ground. Allowing them to be heavy. Just to help reset. Maybe visualizing some light from above, some energy, some power, some love shine in and on you. And then working our way to get into the hips. We'll come back into our tabletop pose. So in tabletop, we have our shoulders over our wrists, our hips over our knee, and we'll take our right foot and we'll bring it to the pinky side of our right hand. Plant the foot down, and then we might want to walk the hands forward and then leaning forward. We don't want our knee to go above or in front of the ankle, so do what you need to do to create that space. You have the option here to roll. Let's show it a little bit closer. You'll roll onto the pinky toe edge of the foot if that feels good to really create this extra opening. If that's too much, just stay vertical. This ground's a little hard for me to be in this pose for that long. pillow feels really good for the back leg, and it also provides a little bit extra support to allow myself to really come down, and maybe stacking pillows or blankets up to fall down into the pose. Again, like I said, always the option to open up, rolling onto the edge of that front leg. Emotions may come up as we enter some of these deep, deep hip openers, and allow them to come, and try to remind yourself how your body feels. Be kind to it, be forgiving of it, be accepting of it, understanding we are the way we are because of our experience. They've shaped us, both physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. As we stretch, we're softening, we're relaxing, opening up this portal to release stress that may be stored. And slowly coming out, slowly coming out of the pose. Coming back to tabletop position. May feel good to wag the hips left and right. And then moving to our left side. So allowing that left foot to step up by our left hand. And then finding whatever variation of this lizard lunge feels good for you. Having a pillow maybe under that back leg, that back knee. Pillows in the front. Or rolling on to the pinky toe edge of that left foot. And really finding this sense of surrender to the space, surrender to the body. You need a little bit of pressure in your arms to help like support you, but not trying to be aggressive. One thing I find that often helps me in challenging poses such as these, where we linger in such deep, deep joint for extended periods of time, is to say and repeat in my head, my hips are softening, hips are softening, my hips are softening. Listen to you. What helps you? Slow. Start to work your way back up to that tabletop pose. Wiggle around any way you need to help reset the body. Coming out of these poses is super important because everything is so loosey-goosey. Being mindful. And then we'll work on activating another part of the hip and getting into the glute with our pigeon pose. So walking the hands forward, bringing your right knee towards your right wrist, and then allowing the shin to either come to about a 45-degree angle, walking that back out, or maybe you have the flexibility to turn the shin parallel to the front of the mat. Again, we're going to be here for several minutes, so if this is pretty intense for you, back off a little bit. This is also one that having a blanket or a pillow, I'll show you the other side, may feel good for leveling out the hips. If you just shove it underneath the hip that's raised up with a bent leg, that'll help keep you a little bit more level, and you may get a little bit more out of the stretch rather than twisting the body open to the side, which it has a tendency to do. That'll help keep the hips square, and then surrendering down, falling onto a pillow, a blanket, or just your arms on the ground. If this pigeon pose is too intense for you too, you can always take it on your back. Where you lay on your back. You make a figure 4 by crossing the right ankle over the left leg. And then draw the leg in towards you, clasping your left shin, your left thigh, and drawing your legs towards you. So either recline pigeon or pigeon pose, whatever your body needs today. Slowly come on out of the pose. Into your hands, maybe shifting one side. Coming back into the tabletop pose. Wiggling it out, maybe stretching it back. And then switching to the left side. The left knee comes towards the left wrist. Lowering down. Pigeon pose. Again, whatever variation feels good for you. I even like having my palms up on the ground to really allow myself to surrender, to prevent me from trying to like push up or walk out. Visualizing myself as receptive to something bigger, something greater, some other power. So just let me be. These poses tend to be challenging in yin practice. Yin practice in general is challenging because oftentimes our brains are so busy that it's really hard to slow things down. It is a practice. And by slowing things down intentionally under these conditions, we're better able to, in the outside environment, be able to come back to revisit this space as we've been here. Slow it down. Remember those tips I gave you along the way. I inhale. I exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 1. Inhale. Exhale. 2. We're just exploring the sensations you feel in the pose with this curiosity, this openness to the sensation, the softening, the relaxing, as the body dives deep, the connective tissue, that fascia, just getting all those spots. As you gave yourself permission today, the time to do it. Pressing your way back up. This time extending both legs out in front of you, forward. Maybe stacking some pillows before getting in a forward fold. So allowing your body to just fold forward towards your feet, palms up, neck long, allow the chin to drop. And keying into where you feel the sensation in your body. Low back, upper back, mid back, neck. Just let yourself relax. hands to come by your hip side. As you doing that, slowly start to unroll the back. Left to straight. Last thing to come up is the chin. And then we'll make our way onto our backs. If you have a strap nearby, or a belt, or a hand towel, or a towel, that's something that might be helpful for this next move as we do a leg extension. So moving on to our backs, we'll roll on down. Start by hugging in both knees towards the chest. Gentle squeeze. Give them a hug. Give yourself that hug. And then extend the left leg out. Allow it to drop to the ground. Allow it to relax. And then either hook your strap around the base of your foot, or even just extend your right leg up towards the sky, maybe clasping your fingers around the shin or the calf, ankle, maybe on the thigh. And for this pose, we're not wanting to curl up towards our leg. We just want to have it so our shoulders are connected to the earth. Our back is on the earth. There's just this gentle of the calf to give us some softening in the hamstring of the right leg. So find that spot that feels right for you. And then linger. Following the breath. Sending it to your hammy. We can challenge all our borders. There is always a new leader. There's always a new order. Maybe repeating a mantra. And the way is always changing. We are free from my legs are softening. The tightness of my hamstrings is gone. My muscle is lengthening. My body is relaxed. My mind is relaxed. My body is at ease. My mind is at ease. From all stories I've told, I walk through the valley of my own shadow. We are free. Bending in the knee. Taking a twist over towards our left side. Right arm comes out to our side. Elbow in line with the shoulder. And then left hand helps guide that right knee over. Try to maintain your shoulders on the ground. And if you aren't able to, without a prop, allow a pillow to come under the bent leg. And gaze out, either up or maybe out over that right shoulder. Twisting, toxin, physically wringing out our body of any negativity, any toxicity that does not serve us. Use the power of the twist to eliminate that which needs to go.
stories I've told. I walk through the valley of my own shadow, free from all old stories I've been told. I walk through the valley of my own shadow.
Slowly untwist, hugging both knees. Really hug them, send some love to yourself from yourself. And then extend your right leg out towards the bottom of your mat. Grab your strap, your towel, or just your fingers as you raise the left leg up towards the sky, keeping your shoulders planted, rooted, grounded into the earth. The left leg doesn't need to be straight. You can have a bend in the knee. Just get to the point where you feel a little stretch in the back of your hamstring. And hang out here for a little bit. Remind yourself you are exactly where you need to be right now in this moment. The bend, that extended leg that's up towards the sky. Take the left hand out towards your left side, and then twisting over towards our right. Right hand helps guide. Maybe allowing that left leg, that left knee to fall upon the pillow. Keeping your shoulders still rooted, still grounded. So the twist stems from your lower belly, your hips, instead of your upper back. Breathing in and out. Releasing, surrendering. Slowly untwist, coming back to center. Give both knees one last big hug before we enter final Shavasana. Extend the legs out towards the corners of your mat. Arms rest by your side, palms up towards the sky. If you have any lower back issues, maybe a blanket or pillow underneath the knees can feel really good. If you need an extra release with the shoulders, maybe a block, pillow under your back can also feel really good in the center to just help open up the heart, allowing the arms to just dangle. A weighted bag over the pelvis may feel yummy and grounding. And then soften and settle. Allow the eyes to relax. The little creases at the corner. Unfurrow the eyebrow. Relax the jaw. Allow the throat, neck to soften. The shoulders to drop. The arms to follow. With each exhale, sink your chest and back deeper and deeper into the ground, into the mat. Allow the hips to soften and relax. Let the legs melt all the way to the toes. Follow your breath as it goes in, out, in, down, out. Then slowly bring awareness back to the space, back to your body. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Allow the head to go from one side to the next, massaging the back of your skull. And then slowly rolling onto one side in a fetal position, offering a little tap of gratitude for the space you're in before pushing yourself up to a seated position. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me for today's practice. And I hope there was a sense of calm and relaxation you cultivated today that's able to carry with you until I can see you again. Namaste. I'm going to stop recording.